So I went to Universal Studios Hollywood. I'd never been there before. And I rode 5 rides, and it was for the Halloween Horror Nights thing or whatever, and good lord, the lines were long as fuck. But the first ride we did was the Walking Dead Terror Tram, and like they kick you off of it, and then you have to walk, and that was okay. It was me and Elise and a couple of her friends, and they, you know, the people that were like working the ride that like went after people to try and scare them and stuff like that pretty much exclusively went after like the girls that were all in the ride and like pretty much ignored the guys. There was one guy that walked up near the beginning of the ride, and I realized about 5 seconds later, it said you're not supposed to like touch performers, but he came up to us and just kind of stared at us, and I like put my arm on his back, and I'm like, buddy, I want to go out on a date with you sometime, and he like pinched my wrist after, so I don't even know what that means. But there was the hotel from Psycho, which I've never even seen, and basically there was a guy up there that was acting his part in the movie and stuff like that, and I told him, he was talking to the girls in our group, and he's all like, do you want to go up and take a shower and whatever else? And I said, no, but I do. And I want you to be in there with me. And he kind of lost character for about 2 seconds. Then he was like, oh, okay, you know, and he got with the joke and stuff like that. So that was pretty fun. And then that was okay. We got there really early, and so we only had to wait like about 30 so minutes in line for that one. So that one wasn't too bad. But then we went on the Jurassic Park ride next. And I have to say, I thought that was going to be a lot worse than Splash Mountain. Like, the drop was going to be a lot worse, but it was pretty much the same. If anything, it was a little less worse, like a little less frightening or whatever. Not frightening, but you know what I mean? Like, the drop felt a lot more docile than Splash Mountain. Why does this fucker keep on adjusting? Anyways, the presentation on it was pretty good. You could buy turkey legs all over the amusement park, which I guess is now something in amusement parks, and I got a big-ass one. I put a picture on Tumblr, and that was pretty damn good. Now, the Silent Hill ride, the Silent Hill 3D, we waited like almost 2 hours in line for that. And I don't know. It's like if you only had to wait an hour in line for it, maybe it'd be worth it, you know? But like for waiting 2 hours in line when it's like really cold outside and I really had to shit bad, I don't know. It was okay. But it was well done. It was really well choreographed. You know, like the people jump out at you and it's really well choreographed and so forth, but I didn't really get scared more than once, so, but everybody else in the group, especially the girls, kind of shit their pants, so, and then they actually troll you a few times after the ride, so that was pretty smart, too. And then after that, we did the Mummy, which I have to say is the weirdest fucking roller coaster I've ever been on. Like, the outside of it is like, backwards motion, intense stuff's gonna happen, oh my god, it has dips and curves and loops and, well, it didn't have loops, but all this other shit, you know, be careful. And they actually had lockers you had to put your stuff in because it was so intense of a ride. And we get on it, and it's like got a headrest and everything, and it locks you in, and you're like, man, this is gonna be fucking nuts, you know, I just expected to get blown like 90 miles an hour through the thing. And we start off, and, you know, it has to do a little movie thing and all this stuff, and it gets to the ride, and it just, like, stops, and it doesn't move for like what feels like 2 minutes, and we're like, is this a malfunction? And then all of a sudden, bam, it just takes off, and we're like, okay, I guess that was expected. We found out later that they do it random times and stuff like that, so it's like, okay. And so the ride though is weird because it takes you forward and then it shoots you backwards kind of slow, and then you stop, and like, you know, on roller coasters, how when you get up to like the top of a hill, it's like ha 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 ha, and then it just like goes nuts. It did this, and then the ride was over. So it really made you think like the ride was just going to go into apeshit mode, and then it gets stopped. And so that was a really weird ride. It was just weird. I don't know, but luckily we only had to wait in line about 20 minutes for that one. And then the best ride at the park, I'm gonna tell you right now, that we went on and I thought was fun as hell, was the Simpsons ride. I thought it was going to be some stupid thing. I'm not really a big Simpsons fan. I like Futurama. Simpsons is like not like a huge draw for me. You know, it's not bad. It's just not something I'm like obsessed over. But when I got on it, the line for it is really well done. Keeps you interested. Keeps you from focusing on the fact that you're in a half-hour line. And when you get up there to the actual final thing, there's like a lot of neat stuff they do to entertain you. And the ride itself is one of those rides where it's like a roller coaster simulator, you know, you're like in a seat and there's like a 3D movie and all that stuff. But it was really neat in that, like, it's like those things when you were a kid and you go to like the astronomy showings or whatever, and there's like a big half dome above you and it shows all the stars. It was like that. And the ride really rocked and moved realistically as if it was a roller coaster. And the actual video it showed itself was really interesting too. So, and this is coming again from somebody that's like neutral towards Simpsons. So if you're a Simpsons fan, that'd probably be even more crazier. But that's definitely, if I had to recommend one ride to go on at Universal Studios, it would be the Simpsons ride if you only do one there. Second best was probably the Jurassic Park one, and then the Terror Tram, and then maybe the Mummy and the Silent Hill are kind of a cross-up. I didn't get to ride anything else there, so, but definitely that. And yeah, that's about it. I went and shit in a toilet there, and it had poop on the sides of it, so that was pretty good too. That was part of the experience. So yeah, and everybody wanted me to do the horror stream on Monday. I'm likely going to do it Wednesday instead because that's like Halloween, but I'm not sure yet. I'm probably going to stream on Monday. It'll just probably be horror games on Wednesday instead, but we will see on that one. So yeah, and